Second down! Questionable call of the week. Let's see what we got, Peggy.
Well, since it's Mother's Day, mama. Jayden Daniels Mom finally speaks out on the criticism that she's been receiving.
You know, you were very honest about protecting him. You said predators, also protecting him from women who can be predators. And we've seen that all through sports. We see it after their careers. We see it in business. Being the good woman you are, also raising a daughter, why have you been so diligent about protecting Jayden from the wrong woman?
So first and foremost, I have a meme out there, and it's funny. So I can't laugh. I can only laugh about it. But the whole girls comment was made, first of all, 2 years when he was at LSU, and it was a question asked, like, what is your biggest fear? And that should be every parent's biggest fear. That should be, if you're a star athlete and you're a female in WNBA, that should be your biggest fear is, the men or, the women, because you're a public figure and, your dollar amount is associated with your name. So you never know who really is there for you and who's really against you. And our thing is like, I want Jayden to date. I don't want everybody to say I'm putting it on record. My son can date. He can live freely, makes his own decisions. However, the relationship we have, he does value my opinion because, when my kids were little, I did a lot for them. So, and my kids saw that. My father, my background, I worked too hard to allow anybody at any moment.
What's wrong with this?
Nothing's wrong with it. I know she's been getting a lot of backlash. Jayden Daniels' mom, being on the scene, when he popping out restaurants, going out, this and that. We even spoke about, her at one particular time. And so, seeing that she helps with his business affairs and his image and, looking and watching over him.
Yeah.
I think it gets misconstrued of, is it good parenting or she's hovering? But what do you think?
No, but this is the thing, though. I don't think this is nothing new. I think it's just new that the propaganda of the media has put out this image of black parents as absent. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always been some type of connection to villains being created with parents that want the best for their children. They use words like nepotism, but that's like a cultural thing. In every single ethnicity, culture, or whatever, walk of life, we see it. But for black people, it's been something that's been looked down upon. It's like, okay, well, we have certain examples, right? When you think about a Cecil Newton, when you think about a LeVar Ball, when you think about a Deion Sanders, when you think about a Richard Williams, when you think about an Earl Woods, all these parents, fathers, and even Regina Jackson have some way, shape, form, at some point been villainized in the media by hovering too much. But that's what parents do. I think this is new because as mamas, we ain't used to seeing that.
Yeah.
It's not that it doesn't exist. It just doesn't get highlighted. And not to mention, Miss Regina is a certified representative by the NFL to represent her son. So she's well capable of that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's something that's like, oh, not only is she a mom, she's she has proper certifications and degrees and went about things to take us a step further, which is commendable. But there's that propaganda that the media has always kind of made black parenting somewhat a negative thing.
No.
Right? And that's what I don't appreciate. She's not doing anything any different than any other parent would want for their child. Yeah. And you have to set parameters. You have to set barricades up to say, oh no, we're not doing that. I know what they're trying to do, but we're not going to do that. You would hope that that child, that son, that daughter, that young man, young woman has resources in their life that can protect them. Yeah. Too much in this day and age, they got too much access.
Yeah.
Social media, no curfew. You do what you want. Well, he said he want to do that. Well, let him do it. It's not highlighted enough where they do have good parents. Yeah. I mean, you see a guy like Cam Ward who has his parents right by his side everywhere that he went, right? They're not as vocal as most parents are. You look at a guy like Deion Sanders, who has been very open about, man, I want my sons to succeed. I want my family to succeed. If you was in that same situation, what would you do? What would you do different?
You would want the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things, like, it's better to protect than to have a situation happen that you could have prevented. Mm-hmm. And that's goes back to parenting. It's like, man, bro, we all have different styles. But how it has been displayed in media hasn't always been the glorified, prototypical way to parent from that situation. So, Ms. Regina, man, keep your head. Jayden is doing unbelievable. You're doing an unbelievable job, man. And we need more parents, not just black, to be heavily involved in their child's lives and careers as well. Here we go, next clip.